Each day, the tide continuously goes in and out, raising and lowering a boat in the harbor. The function in the graph below represent the height of a boat as it rises and falls with the tide, where h of t is measured in feet. That would be the depth of the boat. And t is measured in hours after midnight. I've already labeled my axes. Input is hours after midnight, and output is feet. So let's go. How high is the boat from the ocean floor at its lowest point? So you can look down here and try to find it, and you'd say, oh, well, I think it's about here, which would be 2. And you would be right, but here, let's do this. Lowest point, that's a minimum. I used to write it here. Let's write it here. So the minimum is going to be, well, the midline's 21, and the amplitude is 19. So 21 minus 19 is 2 feet. So the boat is 2 feet above the ocean floor at that point. And then at the highest point, well, the maximum is, we've done this before, 21 is your midline. There you go, 21. The middle of this thing, label it if you want to, is going to be 21 right there. That's it. And we would add 19 to that one, and that would give us 40 feet. That's quite drastic. That's a 38-foot change there from low tide to high tide. Okay, using the correct units to interpret the period, amplitude, and midline of this function. All right, let's start with the one we always start with. Let's do amplitude. So the amplitude of 19 feet shows that, and I'm wording it a little bit differently each time, the depth of the boat, depth of the water, or the height of the boat from the ocean floor, we could word it that way as well. The depth of the water changes 19 feet higher than and lower than the midline. That is not the best structured sentence I've ever written in my life. Nor is my handwriting very neat. The midline. Let's keep the sentence going. The midline of 21 feet. That's the average. Okay. The period is, well, what you put at the end of a sentence. I'm sorry, that was dumb. The period is 2 pi over pi over 6. We'll cancel the pi's. That leaves me with 2 over 1/6. That's 2 divided by 1/6, which is 2 times 6, which is 12. 12 what? Hours. After midnight, I guess. So 12 hours is really the units we're dealing with here. So I'm not going to worry about after midnight, but every 12 hours the cycle repeats, which makes sense. That's twice a day. The tide comes in and out twice a day. The period is 12 hours.